and welcome back to the channel. My name is Drew and you're watching Drew the Theme Park Dude, and we're here to answer one simple question. What is IceBreaker, a roller coaster coming to SeaWorld Orlando? And real quick, credit to Theme Park Review for this video you guys are seeing right now. So yes, this is going to be SeaWorld's first multi-directional launch coaster at the park. It is going to be located over most of the park, especially out behind the, it uses the last bit of SeaWorld Orlando's available real estate, really, without getting rid of stuff. So it is kind of like a thing all over the place. As you guys will see in this POV right now, it kind of goes almost all over the place. Like, there's parts that are super high up, super low, weird turns. It is a Premier Rides family multi-launch coaster. So Premier Rides were the same people that made West Coast Racers. So if you want to take off half the racing aspect, minus the inversions, and throw in a couple more launches, you kind of have that with this. So yes, you're going down right now, you're going through your ups and downs, taking your turns all around, kind of around there. But yes, it is going to be a very, very neat coaster, a much needed coaster to the park, because they don't really have a family type coaster that's kind of a bridge between Mako and Grover Coaster. They need something as a bridge, and this is a perfect bridge for like those people that don't know if they should do Mako yet, but they definitely can do Grover, but they want to go up for a challenge. So IceBreaker here is a great example of that. And going back to some of the elements, you have a top hat in here, backwards forward launches, almost similar to the Skyrocket 2 Premier model that they made, is where you go back and forth a couple times before you eventually make it over the hump. And in this case, it is a massive mini, like, little, top hat that you can see from the garage, from the area in the back. So yes, IceBreaker, it is a very, very unique coaster coming to the park, and I am very excited to see when it opens. My theory on opening is going to be maybe early summer to compete with Disney on Ratatouille, as well as to draw some crowds away from the hit roller coaster Iron Gwazi, because they do want a lot of crowds, but the only problem is with COVID, they'd rather have IceBreaker get its, they want both. I do not think they're going to open around the same time, because SeaWorld, they're both owned by the same company, and they're both, two hours away from each other. So they want to make sure that they open them at a right time frame, that they're able to have popularity focused on both attractions. So yes, IceBreaker at SeaWorld Orlando, my theory is it will open before RMC Gwazi. It's going to open March or April. My theory on RMC Gwazi will open early to mid-summer. That is just my theory. I don't know. It could be different just with what I've seen. People say Iron Gwazi is more long away. Those roles could flip. I'm just thinking, for a ride like Iron Gwazi, you're gonna want to wait, because that ride, I'm not trying to overthrow, but IceBreaker is kind of like the step under RMC Gwazi. Just saying. But yes, a lot of people haven't really been talking about this coaster, and there was a lot of rumors when they first announced they're building a coaster that it was going to be a dive coaster, but then we learned that SeaWorld San Diego is getting Emperor, so this is not going to be that. But when I was announced IceBreaker, they do have a lot of polar-themed attractions. They have Wild Arctic, the Penguins, and a walk-through thing, and now they're going to have a roller coaster themed to Arctic. Does this mean, though, they're planning on getting rid of Wild Arctic or Empire of the Penguins, the two dark rides? My personal idea is yes, this does mean they will be getting rid of one of those two attractions. So they do love SeaWorld loves their Wild Arctic type themed areas, and to have Antarctica and the Arctic and now IceBreaker all themed around the snow, ice, penguins, and all that stuff, they need to focus on having more of a variety of themes. So I feel like this is the perfect time right here to reopen attraction or Wild Arctic. I do believe Empire of the Penguins will stay, because that's a I do not believe few pieces of land out behind Wild Arctic that could fit well for this attraction. That's just my theory. We'll go more into that on a separate video. But going back to IceBreaker, this coaster will be a beast when it opens. It won't be like Mako, won't be like Kraken, won't be like Manta, and will not be like Atlantis or even Grover. I know, shocking. This attraction will be like in its own type of category. I'm not saying it's going to be better than the other attractions. Mako is still my favorite coaster there at the park, but this ride could definitely not be a top ride, but it's going to be a nice addition to the much-needed roller coaster lineup of SeaWorld Orlando to compete with other parks in the area, such as Universal getting Velocicoaster. I will say Velocicoaster will be a more popular ride. It's Universal, this is SeaWorld. You can't really compare them. But gonna say this right now, will this attraction help? It will 100%. And I do feel like SeaWorld could have a great opportunity opening this attraction up in late March, early April, just to have that opportunity of getting spring crowds in, as well as getting in the early summer crowds to then have Iron Gwazi opening midsummer. So that's my theory. That's my take on the attraction. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day, everyone. See ya. Bye.